Alex Answer here, hanging out with the girls on the boat. That's right, living the high life here in Southwest Colorado. Just a little bit of joking around, but with all seriousness, probably looks like I'm doing a selfie here to the drivers. Got a road right here. So I want to talk about this growing call for deportation and even imprisonment. Violence, I'm seeing it from the left and the right. And I'm not the only one looking at these rallies, whether it be Berkeley or some of these other places. People are like, what the fuck? Why do people even go to these marches? Because it's like some sort of a game to them, like the Super Bowl, like the WF, like the main event with Michael Buffer, as the masses pay for another $6 Coors Light. Let's get ready to rumble. And the crowd goes wild. Blue team, red team. Would you like a Diet Coke or a regular Coke? Fuck that shit, man. It's trying to shake things up. I'll take a vanilla Coke. I ain't gonna take this shit no more. So, watching those fights between the Trump supporters and the anti-Trump protesters, as they've been pretty much put into the box and just generally called it the anti-Trump protesters. It's not very poetic. It's kind of a train wreck linguistically. Anti-Trump protesters. The whole thing's a train wreck, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here to give you the analysis, help you hold on to your sanity, help you hold on to your freedom. I love the freedom to be able to be here, stand here, sitting here temporarily, passing a little bit of time, then I'm going to get my vehicle and I'm going to drive home. I like to have the freedom to say what I want to say. I'm telling you, though, I have a warning for you. When you live in a society where you have the left and the right calling for deportation of those that are perceived to be their political enemy, it's not a good thing. You also see, like, these statements, like you've heard it before, what you focus on increases. Well, let me break this down for you. You have, we got somebody pulling in here, so we're going to actually go ahead and film this. Yes, never mind the bubbly. And so one thing that I saw in a Raw Story article that was published in the last few days, they were actually showing a video of a little kid calling for the Jews to be deported, kick them out of the country. You also notice how people are getting a little bit more alarmed concerning the anti-Semitism directed at Jews as opposed to others from around the world, such as Middle Easterns. And so their response was, well, let's fill the FEMA camps that these people have been talking about. One of the commenters said, let's fill the FEMA camps with people that think like them. See, so this is the problem. We have people like Mike Adams saying in a recent video, this is before Google disappeared him, and now all that's been resolved. Google relisted him. But he was calling for the deportation of the left to the slave labor camps of North Korea. And so the hate speech that you are seeing from some people on the internet that are getting real loose with their words, not realizing that their words are going to be used against them. It really is a setup. Alex Jones really is like the #1 provocateur. There's another YouTuber, the Vigilant Christian, and I certainly don't agree with a lot of the things that some of these people obsess on. But I think that there were some really important points made in a recent video. So I would even say there's a number of us that are hitting the zeitgeist with regards to Alex Jones being a setup and how they're going to use the current talking points that are being put out there, whether someone uses the term or terminology alt-right or something else. All that stuff is pretty much going to be used against the free independent thinker on the internet in the future. So a lot of that stuff is rising to the top, just like this water here. Some sort of machinery producing the bubbly here. Just like the Matrix, we have the propaganda matrix. Ah yes, how fitting for dear Watson, Paul Joseph Watson, lapdog of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. How fitting for him to coin it a propaganda matrix on this prison planet, to which he serves the Darth Vader forces at this time. So we see an abundance of this propaganda. It is rising to the surface, and we have both the left and the right calling out the other side and their propaganda as fake news, while in some cases engaging in it themselves. So you've heard about this phrase, what you focus on increases. Here we see this this growing conflict between the political camps here in the United States, and it's just begun. So I'm Alex Answer here, signing off on this date of March 10th, 2017. What an interesting year it's going to be.